Hello, hello, hello. Today we are going to use Claude to create a JavaScript. We're going to step away from embedded development for a little bit. We're going to create a JavaScript script, TypeScript maybe. I don't know what it's going to do. And then we're going to use that to create a new GitHub repository and then try to set the permissions for that GitHub repository by default automatically. So that like we don't allow people to push to main, you don't allow squash merges, we don't squash merge commits. Like there's a few default things that we don't like to do. That it's like, you know what, I'm gonna create a repository and we're just gonna set it up the way that we want to set it up by default out of the box. Let's go. Hello, I am Ryan Torvik. I'm with Tulip Tree Technology, and this is our leaf. All right, so today we're going to be using Claude, continue.dev, and then we're going to be using OctoKit with GitHub to create a repository. And that's it. We're going to just create the repository. We're going to use Claude to create the script, and then we're going to run the script, and we're going to create the repository, and then we're going to commit the code that we wrote for the repository creation, and we're going to put it in the repo. Ready? Let's go. All right, we're going to create something new. Salad tongs. Okay. And then we are going to, all right. All right, so we've created a brand new project altogether. So we're going to use one project to create the repo, and then we'll go and apply that repo to our existing big house project that we did before. All right. I like to use, all right. So I want to use AutoKit, which I know is a JavaScript library that interacts directly with GitHub. It should not allow users to push directly to main. It should require any GitHub actions associated with pull requests to complete successfully before allowing a merge to main. All right, so it's got an OctoKit there. Create protected repo. It's authenticated. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Package.json requires OctoKit and node. Interesting. Okay. Yep. All right, we're going to apply that. So there's a source create repo.ts. And let's first install, how do I, this script does the following. I don't want to run the script. Yeah, that's not right. Write out, let's see, let's tell it to write out. So that package.json, for some reason, thought it was a script. Okay, all right, so there's create repo .ts, AutoKit rest, dev dependencies node, ts node, TypeScript engines node. Oh, okay. Let's apply that. Let's apply TypeScript configuration file. Okay, okay. Now I'm not going to put that in a new directory. That's fine. All right, and I don't see, if I don't have to, now Platformio, I do everything on the desktop because it's got to access the USB in order to shove it over to thing. And we've tried to not do that. We've tried to like, oh, let's USB pass through into a dev container. And it's like, wah. All right, I'd like to reopen this project inside a dev container that has the appropriate tools installed to run that AutoKit script. Interesting. I don't need the linting. Okay. Git ignore. Looks like I'm missing a Docker file. This thing did not get recognized as a file. Okay. Sewers, fine. Node. Vim install TypeScript CS node. Didn't install OctoKit though. Copilot. No, I don't want that. ESLint. Okay, we'll apply this file. We'll apply this file. Package.json's already there. I don't think we need to modify that. Let's add this to the git ignore. Fine. Okay, so I want to tell it to write out the Docker file for this dev container. Oh, that's a lot. Git curl wget less mandb sudo. I don't think I need any of that stuff. Nope. Nope. Okay. Oh, it's got those. Start with node 18. Okay. So I'm going to tell it to remove the unnecessary development tools from the dev container Docker file. Just need node and its dependencies. Oh, so I got this in there too. Why did I need that? I don't need a work dir. That's okay. Nope, I don't need that. I don't need that. Interesting. I don't need that. I don't need this. I don't need, I need that. All right, so we're going to try to remove the Docker file altogether. I don't think we need it. So let's just put the necessary commands and packages in the dev container.json file. There we go. JavaScript node. Okay, okay. 18. VS Code, Copilot. I don't need Copilot. Okay, so let's apply this just so I have it. And then let's say, so we're removing Copilot from the extensions. Okay. And then we're going to, so we're adding OctoKit to the node packages in this dev container. And we're getting off the rails a little bit here. Woo! There we go. Let's see. npm install TypeScript TS node installed. Why didn't it add it? Okay. All right. Alternatively, I'd rather just, which one? No, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do this one in the dev container. Okay, so it's adding that. All right, accept. What is this? And let's remove, give me an error on this prettier VS Code. So let's remove, but then it took out OctoKit. So I'm telling it to put OctoKit back in the dev container. There it goes. That's what I wanted. This one here. npm install -g, bump, 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 and npm install. Excellent. That looks the same. Oh, it's post create command, on create command. Let's just do this one. And accept. Okay. All right, so we've got a dev container.json. Let's look at our files. We got a dev container.json. Got a create repo.ts. All right, let's try it out. Say reopen in container. So that's updated. Let's open a new thing here. Let's look at what Claude said. That's last. So if you remember, what Claude said at the beginning of this was that we are going to need to create GitHub token. Okay, so let's look at let's look at this thing, source create repo. Okay, so I don't know how it's using the environment, so I need to add token. Okay, so I'm gonna need to add that. Okay, so we'll go back over here. I'll start a new one altogether. So I'm gonna say that I put it in a file in .env, and then update the create repo to use my .env to get the GitHub token. Okay, so we did that. All right. GitHub token gets processed. Okay, there we go. All right, so we're gonna apply this. All right. That's fine. All right, this is fine. Oh, we're gonna need that .env project as well. Okay, GitHub token. What's different? That looks the same. That looks the same. Oh, okay, that looks the same. Oh, it's putting comments in here? Okay, sure. Or removing content? Okay, okay. Interesting. So it removed, it's got a create repo and it got a create protected repo. Okay. All right, so it changed some stuff on me again. All right, that's fine. Let's say, interesting. It keeps doing things slightly differently each time. All right, I'm gonna do this, apply. Okay, let's accept this one. Accept this one. Accept this one. Okay. It's gonna say you need to rebuild. All right, let's rebuild. What did it do? Oh, change it to TypeScript dash node? Oh my gosh. All right, looks like it's fine now. But yeah, I guess I didn't notice that. Oh, it's still running the npm installs. Okay, found all that. Press any key to close the terminal. I'm gonna close this terminal too. All right. See, this is the thing. You got to check this. It changed it to TypeScript dash node. I didn't tell it to change it to TypeScript dash node. And then I was like, oh, okay, brum, 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 brum. And now it's saying GitHub CLI is the features. Like, I don't know about this. All right. It's fine. It's doing things I didn't tell you to do. All right, I need to go and recreate GitHub token. All right, so we're just testing the create repo.ts. What is this? Why are there two different files? Oh my gosh, give me two different files? Oh, they're the same file. What? Just one has capital letters or not? This is not Windows, guys. Don't mess with me. All right, so then I'm gonna need to go back and say, all right. Okay, so I'm gonna say, I just need to run the script and then pass it a name of the repo and it will create a protected repo for me. So let's try this. Okay, GitHub token, all right. needs the repository name and description. I don't need a description. I didn't tell you need a description. Okay. Okay, ActoKit, create repo. First, create the repository. Log. Okay. Execute it. Okay, if required main module. Okay, I don't know. Sounds good. Command line script. What is this? What is different? Oh, TSC. Oh my gosh. What did you change? Why did you change so much stuff? Oh my gosh. Remove the time. Okay, so there's okay. Not bad. Not bad, man. Maybe I should check this whole thing. And I'm just trying to create a script that'll give me a GitHub repository. Okay, and then I want this create repo. All right, so we're gonna try to apply this and see what happens. All right, so sure, that's fine. I guess I have to, I don't need a description, but we'll accept this for now and then tell it to maybe remove it later. Okay, create for authenticated user, repo name. Interesting. Okay, they moved some of the things around. Accept. Okay, repository created. Update branch protections. That's what I asked for before. Restrictions. Force. Took those away? Okay, sure. Console log. You know, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Okay. Error. Creating. Oh, change that. Okay, sure. And then, okay, deleted that. I didn't want that anyways. All right. Okay. Export create repo. That's it. So then, all right, so it's got my .env. It's private by default. Repository created. All right. Enforce admins true. Well, what's the worst that can happen? Just going to run some hallucinated code over here. All right, and then how do I run it? Did it tell me? It says npm g. Okay, and I say create repo magnificent onion. This is my mag. Okay, so let's see. So I'm going to say create repo magnificent onion. This is my magnificent onion. Okay, so let's try this out, see what happens. Create repo not found. What else do I need to run? npm run build. Okay, did that do it? Then I'll try this again. Create repo not found. Oh, okay, and then, so I did in the wrong order. And then I'll do install, change one package. Okay, okay. And then this one. GitHub token is not set in .env file. I wonder where that's supposed to be. Let's move it. Oh, let's copy it to here, and let's try again. Woo! 403, upgrade to GitHub Pro, or make this repository to enable this feature. Branch protection. All right, well, let's see what actually happened. All right, here we are at my GitHub dashboard. And here I am, Magnificent Onion. This is my main, okay, so I created this, and let's go see the settings. Let's see what happened. Told me that I didn't have permissions because I don't have GitHub Pro, but okay. So I'm like, I think I do. Projects, pull requests, allow merge quit permits. All right. Let's see, archives, issues, danger zone. Allow rebase merging. All right, so to make this repository public. Update branch protection. Interesting. It's 403. Okay. Interesting. All right. Well, I wonder. All right. So that's it. There we go. We did it. We did it. We did it. I don't know. Did we do it? I feel like we did it. We maybe did it. All right. So at least we created the repo. Now create repo, and then I want to let's try to modify it just a little bit more. Let's play with it just a little bit more. All right. So I want to disable All right, so if the repo already exists, make sure all the permissions are set correctly. So we don't allow merge commits, don't allow squash commits, automatically delete head branches, always suggest, okay, so there's a bunch of things that we can do. All right, so let's do that. Okay, I'll update the create repo script to check if the repo exists and configure all those settings, whether it's creating a new one or updating the existing. Okay, so that's the same. Allow, false, false, false. Okay. Update branch protection. This is the one that exploded on me before, so it wouldn't let me do that. Create repo. Configure repo settings. Okay, okay. Get authenticated. You can run it the same way. I didn't run it this way before. I ran it a completely different way. Okay, apply. No, I'm just going to go whole hog, baby. Accept all. There we go. All right, and we will go and do this thing again. I don't know. That's what I had to do before. Run build. And then np install. Okay, up to date. Repository that exists. Put. Okay, repository emergency status updated. But then this branch protection thing. Okay, let's rerun. Let's refresh this page to see what happens. All right, so let's see what actually, if it worked or not. So refresh this. Okay, there's refreshed. Issues, projects. Okay, oh, that's turned off. That's turned off. Interesting. Allow auto merge is, why is that? Why is this option disabled? Development velocity enabled. Why is this okay? Yeah. Enabling. Okay, but disabling. Help and support. That you didn't help me. Before you can use auto merge must be enabled for your repository. After that, but you didn't. Okay, well, if I click on this, managing auto merge, allow. Yeah, but that's waits for. I don't. Option is shown only on pull requests that cannot be merged immediately. For example, when a branch protection rule enforces it. Oh, okay. Require pull request reviews before merging or require status checks to pass before merging, and these conditions are not yet met. Okay, so we need to require status checks to pass. That is not an object option yet here. Danger zone, danger zone. Okay. Well, we got it pretty close. Okay, so I want to add this project to the Git project at magnificentonion.get. Okay. I was hoping to just create the files for me. All right, let's run this. Okay, sure. All right, and we're going to do this one. Run this one. Okay, so it did that. I'm not going to add a git ignore file. There's a bunch of stuff. That's a bunch of stuff. I don't have any Python stuff. I only have JavaScript stuff. Okay, let's look at our files. Whatever. Not the .env, so I want to add this. How do I add this to a dot getting? Oh, I go here. Oh, it knew not to add that one. Okay. Oh, it's already there. Okay. All right. We already have a dot get ignore. Thank you. All right. Dun, 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 dun. And I think it said to do it on command line. But I'm just going to do it because I've got my VS Code who doesn't love a good VS Code. And we're going to say initial, and we're going to add all this, and we're going to commit. And we're going to publish branch, and it's going to say create fork. You don't have permissions to push to, but I just created it. No. How do I set my, I don't have, how do I not have permissions to push to my own repo? Oh, that's, did I actually get? Interesting. So we're going to check out main, set upstream. Oh, I don't have my public key in here. One moment, please. I don't know when these things turn off every now and then, so the SSH key stuff doesn't work all the time. All right. Get push, set upstream. Interesting. Okay. Current branch main has no. Okay, so yeah, I did that. Did you actually protect my main without telling me? All right, let's try this. Oh my goodness. Okay, that worked. And then can I go over here? Okay, and I'm going to go here. And I'm going to create and compare pull request. And then, okay, that looks great. How do I create? How do I? Okay, pull request. Create, compare, and new pull request. This one. There isn't anything to compare to. Split, unified. Okay, well, I just want to How do I, wait, now push my changes. Oh my goodness. What did you do to me? What did you do to me? All right, I give up. That's enough for today. Well, that did not go as expected. um, so yeah, so that's there it is. It did not work, and I'm kind of done. I'm done for the day. You know, I'm finished. Sometimes when you're doing something and you haven't figured it out, you just walk away from it for a bit and come back the next time. So maybe we'll try this again next time. In the meantime, though, hop down there. There's buttons down there in your YouTuber things. Hop down there in the YouTuber things, click like and subscribe to see more videos like this. And playing around with, I don't know, what are we playing? Oh, we're using AI. We're doing hallucination coding. We're doing it, making it all happen. And yeah, we'll see you next time.